Hello everybody and welcome back to the glorious domination sub-series of the chassis variant series of myself, Critical Rocket, and we're with the Shadowcat still, the hated Shadowcats. So this is the Bravo version. The Shadowcat Bravo was, well, I say designed, it's not really in the same way as it. It's kind of like some clanner sat around and went, we need parts, let's just have parts and then we can call it a B version. So but this is configuration B. This one is a ECM equipped LRM fire support model with 2 ER mediums as backup. So as far as hardpoints go, this is your missile variant, and by that it has a whole 2 hardpoints for missiles, 2 energy, and the most important part is its ECM capability, which makes it the most desirable omnipod on the mech. So if you just want ECM on your Shadowcat, then you need to buy the Bravo torso. I think it's the left torso is the one that has the ECM, but it might be the right. It's one of the side torsos anyway. Outside of that, I don't really see a great need for missiles on something like the Shadowcat. It's not a mech that has enough tonnage to bring, in MechWarrior Online anyway, to bring enough ammunition to the field to have that longevity to be able to keep pounding targets. So as far as ammunition goes for the 2 LRM-15s, even with the Artemis, they can do a fair amount of damage in a short space of time, but once you're out of that ammunition, which, as I said, you can't carry a lot of, you're reduced to your 2 backup weapons, which is either going to be your ER mediums, pulses of some description, micro lasers, or small lasers. And you're going to be compromising a lot on damage anyway. Your LRM-15s are your biggest punch, and yeah, you're under ECM, which is good, means you can reposition after a shot, and it's going to be difficult for enemies to hit you with counter battery fire. But you're kind of hamstrung. So I don't know whether actually the Shadowcat Bravo might do more as an ATM build with the ER mediums, or possibly one higher level energy weapon, maybe a heavy medium or a heavy large. I don't know at this point. It would be interesting to see, or if anyone already has a build that's utilising some of the newer clan weaponry that's available. I see this working better with maybe a couple of ATM 3s. With a higher rate of fire and the better damage at close range, combined with 1 or 2 heavier lasers, you might be able to have something that works quite well within the short to medium range kind of area. As a fire support model, yeah, it still has its uses. It works best actually if you can sort of blend it in with a larger group of allies, because you can use your ECM to cover them, fire on the targets that they're spotting for you, and you're pretty much immune to any kind of return fire unless you get caught out by flanking fast movers. So it's not a bad one actually. I do quite like running lights and mediums like this, because their ability to very quickly extract themselves from a bad situation to be able to return fire elsewhere is much more palatable for me than running a heavy or an assault that kind of has a live or die attitude, because they're just too slow to get away. Once, say you're in an archer for instance, you're just not fast enough to get away from anything that gets up close to you, so you're forced to rely on your backup weapons, whereas this mech at least has the ability to be able to jump jet its way over a wall, you know, behind a building, run away, whatever. It can use the terrain to its advantage. As I said though, the only downside is your ammunition for the LRMs 15. So if you want to keep the LRMs, maybe drop them to 10s, I don't know. Whatever really works best. But I do think really ATMs probably work best. I wouldn't ever use this as a light hunter, as again I think there are other lights work best as light hunters in MechWarrior Online, which is odd given how many mediums in Battletech are considered to be that. You know, the very reason to exist is to hunt down light mechs, because the way damage and armor is worked out in tabletop is obviously a lot different. In fact that, for instance, a medium laser is actually quite deadly to a light mech, because 5 points of damage guaranteed is a lot different from the way damage burns over time in MechWarrior Online, where you have to hold the laser on that exact spot for the duration of the laser to do all 5 points of damage. And in Battletech, you roll the dice, you hit the left arm, you've done 5 points of damage to the left arm. That's quite damaging to light mechs. So this, for instance, something that could hunt down lights would make it quite deadly. You wouldn't want 30 point alpha from 2 LRM-15s, for instance, smacking a locust, because that would pretty much leave it in ruin. So, much like the A, I actually think this is better than running the Prime again. it's a better alternative. I think it's a bit more flexible. It's got better firepower, and the ECM certainly helps out. And yeah, as again, I said it in the last video, but this will say I'm in the prime. But what I've actually done is I've put the Bravo omnipods for the weapons specific to that build. So yeah, this match, this one was really drawn out. This was a hell of a fight, as I remember. I think this is the one I remember, because I played a couple of rounds in the Bravo, and this one I felt was definitely more of a kind of back and forth battle. It was nasty, and on Grim Plexus of all things as well, because usually this map is an either or. It's either you're gonna stomp them or you're gonna get stomped, and it was nice to have a fight that was going their way, then it was going my team's way, and it was back to them. I mean, at this point you had this fucking Annihilator who was just in a really good spot to hit us as we were popping out and trying to get shots on him, and obviously it's a bit dicey attacking Annihilators because they can take so many hits. It makes them quite deadly. Even though it's the same tonnage as things like an Atlas or a King Crab, for some reason Annihilators just feel so much more durable. Even though you feel like, well, that must have opened up its armor, and it never feels like it does until you play an Annihilator, and then all your armor just like falls off, and you start to wonder like, what the hell are they doing that I'm not? But yeah, this was a really nasty fight, and it was not a predictable one. I was half and half of thinking like, oh well, if I die in this one, I probably won't keep it, because I think I could use the other round that was a bit better. But I felt like this turned around for me, which is quite good. And I'm not spoiling anything, because if it's part of the Glorious Domination series, it means I won all the matches anyway. So I'll leave you with that. Leave you with the rest of this match if you're interested in seeing how it all develops for the last few minutes. And if not, I'll leave you here, and wish you all a good week. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
New target acquired. Torso damage. Left torso destroyed. Left arm destroyed. LRM ammo destroyed. LRM destroyed. Ammo explosion detected. LRM ammo depleted.
Halfway there. Victory is within our grasp.
Target destroyed.
Warriors, you have taken the target. We are victorious in battle.